Soft skills can be learnt from books, during conversations, and in teams. We all need them, so how can you develop them? Let's explore. This is just a short look at flexibility. How flexible and adaptive are you? A few weeks ago, we looked at the idea of adaptability, and one needs to adapt in order to succeed these days. We're facing constant challenges and changes. But what about flexibility? And the two kind of go, in a way, hand in hand as soft skills. And I've just finished a wonderful workshop this afternoon, in fact, where I had to be flexible. It was a reminder that things come up on the spur of the moment. So I think the adaptive side is our mindset, but we're tested through moments to be flexible. I had an hour and a half for my presentation. Things were running late. They wanted to finish on time. So I had to mold and squeeze some of my workshop content to fit that. And that was okay because I know my content, I've done it before, and it allows me then to work with what's in front of me. Likewise, on the weekend, we celebrated the retirement of our pastor in the church, and he too pulled me across at one point and said, "You display such adaptive leadership." I was moderating or leading the evening in celebration. And people came and said, "Oh, I need to go early. I need to do this. I need to do that." And we were constantly faced with moments to be flexible. And so that's what I wanted to share today with you. I'm not an expert by any means, but when faced with those challenging situations, what do you do? Are you flexible enough to say, right, I have a need, the other person has a need, and how do we marry those two together in the best possible way? If you can wait a little bit here, I can move a little bit there, and then we find that balance. And so it's about this coordination that we might have to face. It's about knowing, okay, what's the need of my audience right now to finish my lecture on time? To also recognize, for instance, when students are tired, when it's late at night, when they've had enough. We have to be flexible in our mindset to know, okay, it's not about me. It doesn't reflect badly here, but where can it help others? And so this idea of adaptive leadership is really about how can we serve the best interests of everyone. And so we're constantly facing these kinds of challenges, and our ability to cope in those moments is what that's really about. Flexibility, as I talked about in my article 6 days ago, and I just have it here now on screen, is also, for instance, about achieving a work-life balance, the flexibility between the many tasks that we want to do in the world, and how we're able to bring our best selves to those as well. So that might mean buying new muesli bars, as I've had to do, although they've come back into the shelves, I'm pleased to see. But I've already bought some on Amazon now as well. So I shifted, I was able to get what I needed somewhere else. And so having that flexibility to be open to that. We're tested in this way all the time. And there are, of course, moments where I'm less flexible. And I find I'm less flexible when I haven't had enough sleep, when I'm thirsty, when I'm hungry, when I'm angry, lonely, or tired. This fault idea. Perhaps when I'm emotionally dysregulated, I become less flexible. And so I recognize that it's also about that flexible mindset. It's part of a growth mindset, and we'll cover that in another edition in the future. But a flexible mindset, where can I flex a little bit? Where do I put my boundary down? So flexibility doesn't mean we let people walk all over us, but it does mean that we can take a moment to really think about, okay, what's in it for me and what's in it for the others as well. And that's really what I want to share with you today. And it's something that we practice, we exercise flexibility. It's also about the body. After this, I'm going to head down to the gym and stretch out a little bit after a good day at work, and kind of, move my body and become more flexible, especially as I age. I think often, perhaps as we do get older, I'm now in my mid to late 40s here, that perhaps I hope to be as flexible in my 70s and 80s, should I live that long, and have the opportunity to really demonstrate that there as well. So wherever you are in your life, how can you maintain a flexible mindset? What can you do to exercise your flexibility? And where you can do it, I hope you do.